We are live. Hello, hello, Laleh. Yay.
Hello, Miss Leandra.
It's so good to have you here. We are, guys. We are very happy to be here. And we've been trying to get this live going since last week, wasn't it? We were in the same city, in the same time zone. And, whatever it is that happened is happening now. And we are really happy to be here. Laleh, thank you so much for joining me. The series of lives that we're starting, I had a call with Rachel actually, which is the other host that is going to be doing these lives as well with you guys, Joy Business Facilitators. So, Lottie, my first question is, what if business is the adventure of living? How do you
Yeah.
see that?
It's interesting because when I first found the tools of Access Consciousness, there was no Joy of Business facilitators. There was one. There was the creator, who also is the one who wrote the book, um, Simone Milasas. And I remember saying, that's going to be created because I love business. Business has been in my blood, in every part of me since I was a little kid. And knowing that we can add the tools of Access Consciousness, the tools of Joy Business to it, just makes it different, you know?
Yeah. So going back a little bit to then how you grow up with business and then finding that when your eyes you can see when you start to listen to Simone even before Joy Business was established, what is it that you could perceive it's so different with creating business than from how you grew up with business and then with the tools of Joy Business and Access?
Yeah, so right now I have over 35 years of different kinds of business, for profit, not for profit, government, you name it, commercial, whatever. Lots of varied backgrounds, even medical.
Oh
And
wow.
one thing I found is, my dad loved creation. He was a very creative person. He was in the textile industry. He loved creating clothes, but he would actually start from the factory side of it where they would take fresh cotton
Oh
and
wow.
turn it into the what could become that fabric, what could become that, the thread and things. And so there was always this adventure of bringing something alive. It wasn't just, it's my work, it's my business. It was like, wow. Now, back then, I didn't really know what I know today of the way he was engaging with the fabric, with his staff, with clients. He would travel all around the world and meet people, in different places. And that engagement is something that actually is beyond a conversation.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, it's like your creativity, your being engaging with someone else, and then that interaction is more than words. It's this energy that gets created. And one thing I found for me is he would always say, you have to work hard to make money.
Uh-huh.
But it was a lie because he loved his work and it wasn't hard. Um, and I found personally for me, when I first read the Joy of Business book, there's a there's a section that talks about the energies that your business requires. There's a creator, there's a mover, there's a connector. And anyone who ever knows me, the first thing they say is, you're a connector.
Yeah,
You're the
I
one.
knew it.
You talk to everybody, you will bring people together. You're always connecting. But I also knew, yes, but I'm also a great mover.
Uh-huh.
I knew
That's so
that
cool.
I take an idea, an energy, a moment, whatever it is, and it's bringing it to fruition, so whatever's required, whoever's required, bringing it there. But the creator was
Mhm.
something that I was like, no, that's not me. That's just artists. That's just people who are painters and
Yeah,
everything else,
or writers.
or writers. And I realized, no, I actually, some of the ways that our businesses got created, like even dealing with clients and problems and everything, it was always that exploration of curiosity of, hey, what else is possible here? And coming up with different ideas with different people, that actually is a creator. The creator is constantly aware of different energy. So whether it's a new project, a new book, a new something coming alive, but also looking at whatever situation is there and being able to explore a new possibility is also a creator.
Yeah, and I love that. So really, you could be seen as the foundational. That's what
Yeah,
it is, which
yeah,
has the three beautiful ways of looking at business. And so for you now, in I know you have different businesses, and you are a joy business facilitator, so you also facilitate classes with joy business and other
yeah.
classes with access. So is there anything that you can share with us, any tip from, let's say, from when you started facilitating and now, how it changed, and any questions that we can be to have that ease? Because I see you around the world in different classes, and it's like you are this fairy that's going around creating, and where are you now, Laleh? It's like, I'm here now and I'm going to another country. So what is it that you can bring this ease with your businesses and creating the way that you create, really?
I think one of the tools that's also in the Joy Business book, okay, and we talk about this in the Business Done Different class, it's a 3-day workshop that we do, is that most misconception is that you can only do one thing, like one job, one business at a time. And one of the things I found with me is I've never been the one anything at a time kind of person, like if I have 8 things, 10 things, 1,000 things happening at once, I tend to do better than if I only focus on one thing. Because then I want to micromanage that one thing. But if
Control it.
yeah, control freak. But the minute that I'm willing to listen, because the business has its own voice. It has its own consciousness. It chose you. It chose your energy to come alive in a physical form with you. But you're not the business, actually. It has its own consciousness. You become with the business. So for me, when I look at, traveling all around the world, I have different businesses in different countries. It's not about telling them what to do, but it's like the question of, hey, what can we create together today?
Wow. Yeah.
What would you like to be in 5 years, 10 years? Because the more you bring the future, you also allow you not to, you allow you to utilize more of your capacity as a creator or as a mover, as a connector, but you also allow space to be there between you and these ideas. So if you're like, hey, business, what would you like to be in 5 years? And it's
That's so
not
cool.
always words, it's sometimes it's this like whisper, or it's an energy of like very, 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 very mild energy that's like, oh, that. I don't
Mhm.
have to have words for it. I'm like, okay, we're going to create that. We're having that. So what's it going to take? Where do I have to go? Who do I need to talk to? What actions do we need to take? And what do I have to create today to allow that to actualize?
I love that. And I can see that when people look at businesses or business and they're like, there's this, as you said, you'll micromanage. You know yourself and you know how well you work with using the tools and having different businesses. And if someone is watching now, is like, but how do I have many businesses and what not to, and how not to micromanage? And you already answered, you ask your business. So if someone have never heard of that before, is there anything that you can add on really starting this connection of talking to your business and listening and asking?
It's as easy as in the morning when you wake up, just for a moment, your body's part of this thing, like um, this beautiful body that you have is not just beautiful, not just walking around with you. It actually has its own consciousness too. And the business, for you to have a business, you need to have a body. If we didn't, we'd just be like traveling around, nothing.
Yeah.
But when that moment you wake up in the morning and you're like, hey, body, thank you so much for being here with me. Include your body, and then just for a moment, say the name of your business. you know? Like for me, it's Global Wellness for All, Bella Pimo, you know, there's different ones. But when you give it its name, it's no longer you being the only one responsible for it, you know?
Yes.
And then now it's this like, you can have, I literally have conversation. I say, hi, you're so beautiful. I'm so grateful for you. Thank you for everything we created yesterday. So we start with gratitude. And then it's like, hey, I know, you know, there was moments that I probably didn't go the direction you desired, but that's okay. What are we going to do today? What would you like to create? And that becomes the play, the curiosity, and getting out of the control freak.
Yeah.
Because when we notice, when you control, how does your body feel? It's like,
Yes. Tense
ah,
up. Yeah.
yeah. And so does your business. You tense your business. So one of the tools I'd say today more than ever with Joy Business is we really talk about relaxation.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I ever knew, but like I had this feeling like relaxation meant I'm just gonna lie down, I'm not gonna move, I'm not gonna do anything, you know? And when I first heard it, that's what I started to do. And I realized that's not relaxation for me.
That's boring, actually. You get even more like, oh.
Like laughing, enthusiasm, movement. Now, I don't have to laugh to relax, but laughing is included in my relaxation. And so, relaxation is something you're going to have to discover. What is that for you?
Yeah. Yeah. And create from that space is totally different, as you just shared with us. It's amazing. So, Laleh, before we end, would you like to leave us with a question or a tool that you use that you're like, oh, that's my go-to tool that really takes me out of whatever space that, is uncomfortable and so on?
Yeah. Well, there's a lot that came up, actually. But it's that how much fun can I have with my business today?
Yeah, I love that.
And it's not about the answer, but when you invite that question, you actually allow the molecules, the universe, the future to also open up doors to that energy of fun. Because especially now, it's the holidays, you know, people either check out completely, they're like, oh, I'm going on holiday. They leave their business behind, which is not what you want to do. It's not about taking all your energy out and then the first few weeks of January trying to bring it back up. What if you can engage and be with your business, but also be with your family, be with everything else? And when you invite the element of fun, not just serious hard work, you invite possibilities literally that cannot even exist when you're stressed or making it be a problem. They're just not going to be in your universe. They're just not, you're going to be so focused on that. But the minute you're like, how much fun can I have? It's not defined.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Wow, that's so cool. Thank you so much. I love that. Yeah, more of that. Laleh, thank you so much. And if anyone would like to know more about Laleh's classes around the world, you can find accessconsciousness.com, Laleh Hancock, and the classes with Joy Business and whatever she's creating. Thank you for being here. And I know you've been with Joy Business for so long, and it's always so cool to have you around and seeing your creations and
Thank
what you're
you.
sharing the world.
Thank you so much. I'm very grateful. And they can also look at globalwellnessforall.com or bellapimo.com, which are
Great.
two of the businesses that also have the tools and the classes listed as well.
How does it
Thank
get any better than
you.
that?
And
Thank you.
thank you, Leandra. I'm very grateful for you because, you know, you bring a very fun, playful, but also someone who gets things done energy into this. So thank you for you. And thank you for being a facilitator as well.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.